Acquisition of the day. This one here we'll discuss in another video, and all the stuff that came with it. Oh boy. Stay tuned. Okay, so what I have here is a package that I received from Alexander O'Brien, or PRZG Zanderman, I think is the YouTube channel name this gentleman uses. Occasionally, and I do mean occasionally, I will accept gifts from my viewers, but very seldomly, and only if it's something I'm actually really looking for. This came, the gentleman was watching one of my live feeds, and he noticed that I was having some troubles with my LC2. Now the LC2 that I'm working on and completely restoring, I have had some complications. The only thing right now that isn't working is the microphone port. And I've tried a variety of things, believe me. You know, aside from doing some intensive, invasive board level diagnostics, I've tried everything else. And replaced all the capacitors, including the port itself. So this gentleman offered to send me an item that he found at his job as a electronics recycler, and well, he worked at a scrapyard. I don't know what kind of scrapyard, but I don't know. Let's see what's in here first. Packing peanuts. I loathe thee. Ah, okay. I can already tell you what it is. It is a first generation LC3. Okay. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. Oh, packing peanuts suck. Alright. They're so messy. Alright, let's get a good look at her. More packing peanuts. I hate packing peanuts. Alright. That's alright. They protect the contents within. But they're so bad for the planet. So bad. Alright. Oh boy. Ooh. He actually specifically asked me to do an unboxing video, so that's what I'm doing. Wow. Wow! This thing is in good shape. Let's take it. Well, let's get this box out of the way, then we'll get a good look at it. My floor is now covered in packing peanuts. Okay, let's get a good look at her. So this is so the first generation, or the first batch of the LC3s came in this Snow White styled case. Same case as the LC2, pretty much the same one as the LC, with the subtraction of the second floppy slot. This one appears to have been used in a school. I can tell by all the pencil marks. It's a hallmark of a school computer. No cracks. The yellowing is very minimal, but it would benefit from a retro bright session. It has all of the lugs still attached for the flop, or the SCSI and monitor ports. It has the typical LC series case flexation, where the case drops in the middle. That's how they all do that. I've never seen one that didn't. So I'm picking up the peanuts off the floor. Alright, let's unsnap it. Okay, alright, let's see what we have inside here. Alright, we got one RAM sim. This is where I believe the VRAM would go. There's a VRAM sim that goes here. I don't recall what that socket's for. U13. We've got the 68030 processor here. New bus slot here. Let's look at the caps. This is where they go bad. Okay, we got some electrolyte here. So these are all leaking. I've got tons of these on hand. I can replace those. It's a different board from the LC2. But I do believe they're intercompatible. I believe the LC3 board will fit in an LC2 chassis. But the way things are looking, I'm probably going to I'll salvage this chassis. Why not? Yeah, we got some electrolyte here. You can see some corrosion right there. These are the 10 volt 16, 10 microfarad 16 volt. I've got some of those. Actually, I think I have enough caps on hand to redo this entire board. But there's no corrosion around this processor, where my LC2 has a little bit of evidence of corrosion there. But just touching the board, it's kind of greasy. That's all from the electrolyte leaking from the caps. The battery is not leaking, so that's fine. It's never had an Ethernet adapter installed. Usually, if they're in schools, they will, which leads me to my next presentation. I got a package from the Tech Knight. He's become my savior, my knight in shining silicon. He's actually helped me out a lot on a lot of different projects. My compact LTE 5000, he sent me a bunch of stuff for that. Or did he, or did I? You know what? I don't think I ended up buying those parts from him. I bought them from somebody else who offered me an entire LTE 5400. But the Tech Knight has sent me a couple of things for this project. He sent me 2 brand new in packaging Farallon Ethernet adapters. Hey, if you've got them, use them. He also sent me this. I was very pleased to see. Now this is actually an earlier version of the Apple mouse, or the ADB mouse, and usually the earlier ones have the black retention rings. But it has the pads still installed. I'm going to use this to restore the mouse on my my 2GS, which is missing the pad here. It's a simple thing, but it's a big thing too. Oh wow! See, it's got the metal rollers. This is an earlier one, so I'll hopefully be able to use this to restore that one. The cord is missing, unfortunately, but that's okay. I just needed that pad, and these mice are getting pricey. They're getting very expensive. If you try to buy one of these things online, they're just stupid money if they're in good condition. So that we'll look at that in a little bit. So yeah, another thing you'll notice about the LC3, the motherboard doesn't have the space for the second floppy port, whereas the LC2 still had that. Different layout, basically. The chassis is the same. In fact, all these parts are intercompatible with the LC, LC2, and of course the LC3, and of course the Performa 400 variant. So, what else? What else? Yes, okay, I will address the elephant in the room. I did literally I just came home. I did just buy this. I bought this from the same gentleman that I bought my LC2 from, which is kind of funny. Same guy. Now this iMac, he showed this to me when I went to pick up the LC2, and he tried to sell it to me for basically eBay pricing, and he was asking $125, I think. I told him, it's a good machine, it's a good find, but it's a little over the price that I'm willing to pay right now. And he said, okay. So he tried to sell it on Craigslist. He waited about 2 months on Craigslist, and nobody really took him seriously. He dropped the price down several times. Eventually, and I will tell you what I bought it for when I do the video on this. And it wasn't a lot, because I also got all this stuff too. And this stuff here, I mean, look at this. Yeah, this is the newer version of the CD300. The CD300E Plus. So this is a little bit nicer tray loader. It's a very good tray load drive. I might actually use that in something else, but those SCSI drives are getting hard to find too. All right, let's get down to it. Let's see if this LC3 starts up. The guy who sent it to me does not know if it works. So it has an 80 megabyte Quantum Pro drive. These are the drives that I suggest avoiding because they're the ones that seem to be failing with regularity. So this drive probably doesn't work. Probably doesn't work. It would need a repair involving a rubber bushing that they use inside, if that's all. I've had these things stick frozen. So I've had a lot of these freeze up on me. So let's get it upstairs and see what it does. LC2, LC3. Okay. Monitor goes on and oh boy. Now, like I said, the quantum drives have like a 100% failure rate after at least 20 years. I don't have high hopes here, but ooh, that's not good. Oh, that's really bad. Well, let's see if it does anything at all. So far, nothing. Nope. There we go. No death chimes yet. Drive is dead, though. Ooh. Okay. This doesn't look good. Okay. Well, we knew that would happen, right? Okay. It's still good. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Alright. So, the thing is, I have, obviously, a running drive from an LC2. And the thing of it is, when I built this system, I only put the system enablers for the LC2, which means it probably won't work. There's like a no, I don't. Let me rephrase that. It won't work. It absolutely will not boot. I know that. I know that for a fact. But I just want to see what it does. Just for my own, sick curiosity. What will happen here if we try to boot it off of this drive? Now, the end game here is if I determine that this board is viable, I am going to try to save it. I'm going to recap the board. I'm going to retrobrite the LC3, clean it up. It's in good shape. I mean, the chassis is in really good shape. And I'm going to just proceed to restore the LC3. What about the LC2 that I paid all that money for? Well, it's parts now. It's a parts machine. I paid nothing for this. Thank you, by the way. Mr. Spielenhorgen. What was his name? PZRG Zandman. Thank you very much, Mr. Zandman, for sending this to me. Because I think I can save it. I think I can. Alright, that drive is much quieter, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, it's not perfect, but let's see what happens. It does take this machine a little bit longer than I expected to light up the display. That could have something to do with the dead clock battery, too. So, I'm not about to write it off just yet. Sorry, I'm a little hungry. I'm munching on trail mix. Now this doesn't look great, but And it's not a colossal failure yet either. I think what we ought to do is recap the board and go from there. I think it's a viable system. I think it can be saved. If not, you know, a penny saved is a penny earned, or whatever. What do you think? Should we throw in the proverbial towel? Let's take a good look at this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reseat this RAM module. It could have been dislodged in shipment. I'm going to pop out this clock battery. Should get something to pry it out. I'm going to put a known good battery in there. We're going to get one from the LC2. Offered to donate his battery for the cause. I got plenty of these things anyway. Not a big deal. Confirm that no, the battery has not leaked. Now, is this the original one? No. This battery was installed in 1999. Go figure. Alright, let's grab another battery here. So we've determined that the hard drive is stone dead. There's a possibility of there being a power supply issue, as they're known for. They really are known for that. So there we go. Power supply could be causing an issue, so I'm not going to rule that out right now. In fact, it's highly likely. These did have issues with their power supplies. That is pretty well documented. It's repairable. It's just a recap job. But with these old systems, it's always caps, you know? Almost. I'm not going to bother snapping it in right now. Let's just continue on with our trial here. Here we go. It does. It chimes. I think it's booting. There it goes. It's going to say that system enabled. Yeah, okay. Well, at least it does that much. I think at this stage it would be a smart idea to try and save it. So in another video, I think we'll address that. We're going to go through it. We're going to do the recap on it. Maybe I'll do it this weekend. Clean the board off, recap it, new battery, done. And off camera, I'm going to retro-write the LC3 chassis. You guys down for it? All right. Until then.